1 John 1:9 says, "But if we confess our sins, He is faithful and He is just to forgive us from all our unrighteousness and cleanse us from all our sins." There's a story that I read some times back about 2 young children visiting their grandparents on the farm. And you know how it is, grandchildren with their grandparents. So the grandfather had a slingshot, fair, fantili. And he gave it to his grandson, a boy and the grandchildren, a boy and a girl. And so the boy, being from the city, did not know how to hit birds with a catapult. So he goes out to the sticks. The grandfather encourages him to go out to the sticks, to the woods, and to try to hit birds with it. And the boy is trying and he's trying, and he's just missing left, right, and center. He gets so frustrated. And the young man decides to head back home for dinner. And as the young man is walking back home, he sees grandmother's duck. And he decides, I'll try to hit it. I know I'll miss anyway. Kawaida. I've missed and missed and missed. And so he put a stone in the catapult. And he took aim. And he let go. And smack dab in the middle of the head, he hit the duck. And he died right there. He looked around and was so afraid about what grandma or grandpa would say. And so he ran and took the duck and buried it. And as he was finishing burying the duck and getting up ready to go, he saw his sister was watching him. He came up and she did not say anything. They had dinner, and after dinner, Grandpa decided to take a stroll with the children. And he says, let's go take a stroll. And Grandma says, no. Sally has to stay back. I want her to help me with the dishes. And Sally says, oh no, Johnny here told me that he was very willing to help you wash the dishes. And she whispered to him, remember the duck. And so that night, Grandpa goes out and takes a stroll with Sally. And Johnny is left washing the dishes with Grandma. And the following day, Grandpa is going fishing. And he says, oh, Grandma, today I want to take Johnny with me to fish. I want to teach him how to fish. Maybe Sally can come along too. And Grandma says, no, Sally cannot come. Sally has some chores that I want her to help me with. And Sally says to the grandma, no, Grandma, Johnny is okay. Johnny has told me that whatever it is that you want him to do, he is here for your service. And she whispered, remember the duck? And so Johnny went and did the chores. And you see, after a while of Sally whispering in his ears, every time they demanded contribution to the chores in the house, she would always remind him and say, remember the duck. Johnny was tired. And so he decided to go to Grandma and confess. And Johnny went to Grandma and said, Grandma, a couple of days ago, Grandpa, when we came, had given me a slingshot. And a couple of days ago, I killed your duck. Grandma, I didn't mean to. I am sorry. Grandma put her hand around him and said, Johnny, I was up in the window. I was watching you when you killed the duck. I was just wondering how long you're going to allow your sister to manipulate you. I saw what happened. But I love you and I forgave you at that time. I don't know what is in your past. I don't know what one sin that is in your life that the enemy keeps throwing at you. Keeps saying, remember the sin. Keeps saying, remember that thing that you did. And you have allowed him to tie you down so that you are immobile, totally immobile. You cannot move because you're afraid that somebody will know about that sin. Brothers and sisters, Jesus Christ was standing at the window. Can I say that you bring him to Jesus?